Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello. Who says Malaysia is just a small and cowardly country? Malaysia is indeed a small country but dares to be firm and brave to fight any country, including against the hegemony of the United States superpower. Malaysia has indeed shown a willingness to be firm and brave against superpowers like the United States, US, on several occasions. Here are some examples. Trade issues. 1. Rejection of the Free Trade Agreement, FTA. In 2006, Malaysia refused to sign an FTA with the US because it was worried about the negative impact on the domestic economy. 2. Tariff dispute. In 2019, Malaysia and the US were involved in a tariff dispute related to steel and aluminum imports. Political issues. 1. Rejection of US intervention in domestic affairs. In 2015, the then Prime Minister of Malaysia, Najib Razak, rejected US intervention in Malaysia's domestic affairs, especially in the 1MDB case. 2. Support for Palestine. Malaysia has consistently shown support for Palestine in its conflict with Israel, a close US ally. Economic issues. 1. Use of currencies other than the US dollar. In 2019, Malaysia and China agreed to use each other's currencies in bilateral trade, instead of the US dollar. 2. Investment in infrastructure projects. Malaysia has invested in massive infrastructure projects, such as the Laju Railway and the Northern Corridor, which are largely funded by China, not the US. As such, Malaysia has shown a willingness to take a tough stance against the US on several occasions, especially on trade, political and economic issues. In addition to the examples I mentioned earlier, Malaysia has also shown a willingness to take a tough stance against the US on several other occasions, such as security issues. 1. Rejection of US military presence. In 2014, Malaysia rejected the US military presence in its territory, especially in the context of the conflict in the South China Sea. 2. Security cooperation with other countries. Malaysia has established security cooperation with other countries, such as China and Russia, to enhance its defense capabilities. Human rights issues. 1. Criticism of US policies. Malaysia has criticized US policies on human rights issues, such as the treatment of detainees at Guantanamo. 2. Support for Palestine. Malaysia has consistently shown support for Palestine in its conflict with Israel, a close US ally. Economic issues. 1. Regional economic development. Malaysia has participated in regional economic development, such as ASEAN and RCEP, to enhance its economic capabilities. 2. Investment in infrastructure projects. Malaysia has invested in major infrastructure projects, such as the Northern Corridor and the Laju Railway, which are largely funded by China. Thus, Malaysia has shown a willingness to take a tough stance against the US on various occasions, especially on security, human rights and economic issues.